And then they have the brain yoga is there, and the swimming is there. And then they have the chanting for half an hour. And then they have about 5 to 6 hours of studying, which is based on, again, visualization, celebration. The whole system is based on celebration. Instead of rote learning and instead of having exams as a goal, they have their own goals as celebration. Having fun with everything they do. How can these children be beyond in the outer world? They can be beyond than other kids is because they are going to go to the exams with clarity and memory that is exponentially more than a normal child. A normal topper will go to the exam, write the exam and forget the whole subject. But a genius goes to the exam with clarity and understanding without rote learning, and they are going to remember it forever. That is the whole difference. Even there they excel much better. Then why is nobody adopting this? Because this was just burned down during the British rule. The ideas, the concept of living enlightenment was burned down. It was nowhere available for children. Forget about us. There was no area which children could adopt and live those concepts. No guru are available. We are in the poverty when in terms of enlightenment. We don't have a guide who can guide us through all this and make it really happen. Now we have Paramahamsa Nithyananda who will guide us through the whole process and given us a beautiful plan where we can make the children really live through these process, and we have proved completely in Gurukul that a child is able to go beyond pain and suffering and celebrate through learning. Soon they are going to come out in flying colors. They are going to be toppers, much beyond the toppers that the society calls toppers. The toppers society defines as 100 in all subject, 100 as cutoff, and centum is the only thing. But they are going to be much beyond that they will be a success of creative leaders. They will be CEOs of young generation. They will be able to prove to the world that life exists beyond competition and money. They are going to show the world tomorrow that they will be the leaders of tomorrow. Gurukul kids really rock when it comes to yoga, when it comes to understanding Brahma Sutra. They are able to ask doubts in Brahma Sutra. We are trying to understand, but they are asking doubts. What a difference. When Swamiji spoke about time and the introvert and the extrovert, how we are always focused on the time as an introvert and as extrovert, and the middle path of balancing ourselves. The kid is able to explain how Buddha took the middle path and understand the strings of the musical instrument need to be correctly aligned instead of being loose or too tight. When a child can give an analogy between this and that, what Swamiji spoke and what Buddha spoke, it's a basic understanding. She is about 10 years old explaining this just a couple of days back. How are the children able to understand if they don't live in that space? See, we can teach children about chocolate. They understand. Can we teach them about something beyond how a company is handled? No. We think we know better. But actually, they know better. They are much more intelligent. We need to understand they have the innate intelligence. They have already the cosmic connection. But we plug the connection and close the connection and then say, why are you not studying? Because we only closed it, how can they study? We never accept or realize that. That is where the whole parenting dissolves to nothing, because they think parenting is about emotionally raising the children in the best possible way. It's much beyond emotional. Their dimension itself is in your don't know area. You don't even know that area the children's live. Children have cosmic intelligence. What is cosmic intelligence? We don't know. How can we assist them? We can assist them through a person who lives in that area, who can understand their area and who can guide them and make them live in that area itself, learning our world components. Why are we bringing them into our area and adapting them to our situation, which we know ourselves we are in the wrong place? Parenting is not just bringing your child emotionally balanced person. It's going beyond emotion. They cannot get upset, greedy, or angry, because cosmos doesn't accept all these as a gunas. They are all only suffering. They are not gunas. The gunas can be past, present, future, but not angry, upset, no jealous. Those are wrong ideas given by the society to us just for somebody's greed or somebody's fear. Why do we fall into the same pit? Why can't we think out of the box when somebody is sitting there and telling, oh, look here, the box is different. Why don't you understand? The brain works differently. Why don't you understand? You use only 10% of the brain. There is a possibility of your children using 90% of the brain. What will happen on Earth? Earth will be so happy, beautiful, compassionate. The global warming will be dissolved. It will be Satya Yuga if every child is going to behave like that. As far as we don't bring in them from their area to our area, through rigorous and like rough fence, we just drag them inside. Why are we doing and hurting the being like this? That we need to understand. Parenting is about raising them above their basic frequency without adding the knowledge, without disturbing their innocence. If they disturb their innocence, then it's not called parenting. It's only putting arrogance into them, vaccinating with arrogance. That's what we all are capable of. Because we behave like that, we have the current of violence. We only give that. We can give what we have. So that is what we do constantly. This is how we get confused, and then we confuse the children constantly. Why are we doing that? We ourselves don't know. And what is the outcome of this? We have seen only bad result. And why? How can we help these kids? We will not do anything because we are still stuck up with laziness. And this is what goes on and on and on. And each generation is getting worse with worse problems, and depression being set at 5 and 6 years. For the children, they are so dull, they are so obese, and the whole problem of learning becomes a horrible thing, and they become violent, they go to the jail, they have all problems. Who's responsible? The parents, the guardians, who needs to develop right understanding. They were never born as aggressive kid. When they are baby, were they aggressive? Did they crawl and go hit somebody? No. It's all how we bring up them, and we force them into such situation and then blame them. We have given them the wrong understanding, and then we blame the society. So eN-Vidyalaya, Gurukul, Nithyananda Vidyalaya are the only solution that can be given to the current education system. We are approaching all the schools to adapt these ideas and concepts to become a part of their structure. The education system itself is completely wrong. The Vedic education system was the right way to educate a child. The whole system works on making the child understand how they need to live their life, and then they have been given Sanskrit slokas and mantras to excel in their spiritual life, that is going beyond their possibilities of opening the non-mechanical part of the brain. Yoga is given to go beyond the mind, beyond the body, beyond the limitation and conditions. They have been given everything towards developing their inner space. Developing and blossoming the inner space is education. Only love works. Only love connects people. They need to understand love is the energy which rules the world. They need not understand money is the only energy which rules the world. The only thing the misconception happened is because we lost our Vedic lifestyle. So violence, corruption, aggressiveness, grabbing from each other, that becomes the undercurrent of the whole thing instead of love. If love is there and money is not there, still we are going to be very happy because everybody is going to share everything and everything belongs to everything and each one is going to be uniquely united and celebrating the whole process. Which is not happening right now is because of the education system. We have been pushed into this state. Understand, our parents were ignorant of the whole concept when it was happening. But slowly and slowly, each generation, we are just pushing each other down. We are just pushing them into the drain. The whole world, earth, is suffering. The global warming is getting very difficult for us to handle. Why are we suffering and letting the whole earth in a big picture? Everybody is suffering. So many cancers, so many depressions, so many hospitals. Why is it happening? Somebody needs to see the big picture and understand that this can be corrected if we have more Nithyananda Vidyalayas. We need to understand that we need to start schools with spiritual quotient and intelligence as foundation, and then building the tools as maths, physics, chemistry. They can use this as a tool to teach the children. During the maths class, we can teach them when they are taking the eraser from others. We can teach them how they need to be very compassionate with the eraser and compassionate with the other person who they are taking. Every minute, it is the language of life. We are learning language to talk to each other. Now I'm talking and you guys are listening. This is happening between us. This happens continuously because constantly we are sharing the English as a language. But the language that we need to share is life solution. All this should be given as a priority. Money is okay as far as which is given priority. It's not like we are going to say starve, don't eat food. We are going to say, right, eat a lot of vegetables and fruit and then eat your chocolates, it's okay. And then brush your teeth. But why eat only chocolate is the problem. There comes the big problem. We don't understand. We say, then why are you talking about money? Money is just additional requirement. It is like a salt. It's not the main dish. Yes, salt is the most important dish. Right, but the basic ingredient, flour or rice or what you have is the main dish. And then you add the salt in the flour and make something off. But if you don't have salt, you can still make something with sugar. But if you don't have flour, what will you make? So that is the basic thing we need to understand. The foundation, the big picture need to be understood constantly, that education system is running on life solution and not on the education system currently available. Even the alternate education does not talk about it. Even the best education system is not debating, discussing, giving them everyday solution and making their language of life, how they need to treat each other, how they need to treat everything in their life, how they need to understand when things are going in a different way. What do they understand of life? All these questions no kid can answer today. They say, don't bother me, I have a TV show now, I have a soccer game now, I have this tuition, I have to do this, I am too busy to talk to you, dad. All this will never exist. If that's what is going to be life, then you can't live with them because it's no more fun. They don't have time, energy, space for you, nor do you have now. So it's going to be a big chaos in the whole world if this is what is going to go on and on. We need to stop the whole thing by educating one child at a time. If possible, take it to the schools, take it to other places and Make them understand, and there's so many studies available. If you search for spiritual quotient or spiritual intelligence, Google gives tons of information how it makes them more intelligent than a child who is just struggling with the subjects and trying to be a topper. With suffering, he's a topper. But if the right understanding is given, he is going to be complete topper. That is genius. He is going to complete wherever he is and whoever he is. That makes the difference in the life of a child. I'll just recap the whole thing. The whole thing is about education. Educating a child. How do we educate in the current education system with the societal problems and schooling and other friends who are violent and aggressive? How are we going to save our child? The only way we can save a child, especially smaller kids, up to 7 years, please keep them at home with the right understanding and right learning, and then send them to school with the understanding that is required for life, and make them understand that others are still yet to learn, and we need to learn that they will take their own time. Just because we are intelligent, we cannot expect others to be intelligent. We have the non-mechanical part of the brain awakened, and they will also, once we lead them with lot of compassion. And compassionate children attract only compassionate other people. You'd have all heard about law of attraction, that our brain attracts what it knows. It cannot attract what it does not know. So it is a situation, it's a possibility when it happens, when you don't know and something happens, and we can take it auspiciously and think through what needs to be done right now. What learning do we have from this? We can take it as a gratitude, as a blessing which happens. Any situations of life is just a blessing from Cosmos. Cosmos can never be bad with us. It wants us to be only celebration. So how can it hurt us? So complete understanding with the Cosmos and going through the Cosmos law and understanding the whole process as a beautiful set of theories which are given for us to celebrate the life. We have come down here for celebration, not as a punishment by Cosmos. It gives us each life more than what we want and gives us lots of supplies for us to take this to others and bring others to the same level of consciousness, and life becoming a celebration and life becoming an amazing process for them and for us. A child who is always smiling, how are they? And how many children are always smiling? About 8 to 10 years. They are losing their smile. They're losing their laughter because teacher in the school says, if you're laughing, you have to stand up or you have to keep quiet because class needs to work now. So constantly giving instructions which is against the cosmic law for the children is going to affect them if they don't have the right observer there to observe all these outer world nonsense and dump it. They can only be Bill Gates only if they can think big. If they can imagine it, they can create it. That's what Walt Disney said. So they can create a lot more than what we think and what we are aiming the children to do. If we have missed something in our life, we try to push them into that area for our children. We missed playing with some toys, then we want kids to have beautiful set of toys. We missed something in our life, attention need, then we give them too much attention, pamper them. We miss something that the child needs a lot of money, we give them money and make them lazy. They are getting so much of choice, much more than us. We don't have to give them anything. They just used us to be born and finish their purpose of life. They are not stuck with us. If you are trying to possess them, is like possessing something which is flowing like water. Is not possible. Then there's only going to be repulsion. They came through us for their own purpose. First understanding is that for any parent, they are here for fulfilling their purpose. We should not stop them nor promote their ignorance and let them fall apart. After 20 years, helping them will be very difficult. They are children now and they are understanding is very clear. Even a violent child or aggressive child up to 14 years, they are still open child. They can understand and they can live it because they are just trying to fake it to make it. A 4-year-old or 6-year-old or 10-year-old or even 12-year-old is only faking the whole idea of living like a adult. They are still not there. From big picture, it looks really silly the way they are acting. Because the society wants it, they act. And suddenly they just jump into being an adult because they forget they were just acting. And it becomes their lifestyle. Like all of us. Because all of us are there and pulling the children and making them also an adult, we think it is fine. But actually we are corrupting them. We are shutting down their brain. It's like a shutting down the computer and trying to work with it. What can we do? We can do nothing. Only we have to open the internet connection. While opening, we should not hurt the computer. Once the internet connection is opened by 14-16 years, they have a possibility. They can do all kind of siddhis and higher power dimensions are going to flow through them. How can we make them do all that? Not out of greed, but as a cosmic understanding that cosmos is providing each and every child and each and every being with all the possibilities. Each one will be a possibility of just playing with the nature, just celebrating with the nature. But we are closing and shutting down the whole thing because we want our life to be limited. Because we are in the safe comfort zone. We think being stable, being in the comfort zone is a lifestyle for us. So we want to encourage kids in the same lifestyle. So that becomes a huge hindrance for the children. And then we ask the children to follow the same lifestyle, becomes bigger problem for them. Then as they grow, we have teenage issues and so many things have become an issue. Everything is anger related or jealousy, greed related or fear related. We only know to develop kids with all these basic ingredients. We forget that they don't require all these things. We think something wrong if they don't suffer. That's what we are thinking. Otherwise, we'll be just flooding this place to understand how we can bring up the children. Oh my God, we are doing so many things which is inappropriate. How we can correct it? We don't know that we are burning their fingers. We don't know that we are pushing them down. We are constantly thinking we are doing something great and actually we are damaging their brain by shutting down. If we are physically shown in an EEG graph, then we will probably understand. That is the only way. There is so many machines which have come now, which is actually measuring when the kid is happy and when the kid is getting emotionally upset. And if you keep that monitor on them, you'll understand constantly it is going on only upset. So that's something is happening in them. And who's responsible for that? We are completely responsible. Let's break it and let's start a new action of teaching them the right values. eN-Education, eN-Vidyalaya is the right solution and only solution available right now for children, where they can adopt these great truths and secrets and concepts into their life and live in the right attitude without emotionally getting disturbed, and possibly they are able to go beyond what is life according to us. We are limited life. We have very, very limited life. And we are struggling and suffering with all these emotional pain, physical pain, depression, all kinds of things. Why do we want our kids in that space? Why are we hurting our own kid? Why can't we raise above a little bit and give a possibility that yes, somebody is there more intelligent, proven that they are more intelligent, is saying this. Swami Paramahansa Nithyananda has designed this so nicely for children, and every lesson is going to go deeper and deeper and deeper, that they have to live the truth. They have to understand that life is about bigger picture, higher purpose, high achievers, and each one should be a possibility, taking complete responsibility, living in an integrity of being a leader. That is the possibility Cosmos wants. Cosmos is so happy when they're able to drop all these small baby struggle and go look at the big picture and align with the cosmos. It's waiting day by day to see this happen, and constantly working to make this happen in all of us. Celebration is the only word a kid can discuss with you. That is the only thing a kid can discuss with you. Not miss the TV show, I want this, I need this is boring, I am tired, and eating like crazy, sitting on the television, enjoying all the wrong things, which is a big pain for the parents, for the kid, and for the society. For everybody, it's becoming a difficult task. It's like cosmos. Everybody equally vibrates in a wavelength, and so we are in that wavelength. If the kids starts raising in the wavelength and growing into higher dimensions, they will have an effect. They will affect our wavelength to raise ourselves. The kids will raise the parents, and then we can shoot out with them, and we can also become the possibilities. That can happen only if today we take the idea that we are going to educate the child. We are going to give the child right education. It's not about emotional balance and being nice and talking sweet. That is not going to lead them to anywhere except societal, all these gimmick that society gives, that no, be nice to your child, don't shout at him. That is just a very, very basic ABCD. We need to understand, we need to go much beyond that. We want genius. Why are we settling with these toppers? That is the understanding we can only create once we have an understanding that children of tomorrow are not going to be like us. They are going to be genius, and they have a possibilities of being a genius of tomorrow, and then we are going to support that. It's like a camp. Other camps, they have global warming camp. We have to start this camp. This is child's right, birthright of every children to be spiritually intelligent. This is the birthright of a child. We'll start a camp, and we will talk to the schools and other parents that if they bring them with lot more clarity, the emotion from the heart constantly triggering the brain with the patterns which is already set for violence is going to be dangerous. It's like atom bomb. When it's going to burst, how it's going to burst, we have no idea. So that is going to be very, very difficult. The only possibility is making them understand that life is beautiful. Life is only going to do good for them. Life is for waiting for them to raise their level of consciousness, aligning and tuning with cosmos, and raising others' consciousness also, and having a lovely celebration life. This is what should be taught to every child, and how to do it is given all in eN-Vidyalaya training. If you want the training, it is going to be downloadable from education website, and then you can download and use the package. You can send if you want to rewire the child's brain into back where there could be a possibility quickly and permanently, then come for Ingenious, where the whole course is being taught intensely. Every 21 days, the whole system goes through a cycle. So in 21 days, if the child is in the amazing energy zone and able to understand these right concepts, and they are able to participate in the darshan where Swami himself works on the brain, giving them the possibility of being a new man. So that is the most amazing gift any parent could give their child. And they are going to be taking a next dimensional human being. Mostly we will call them aliens because they are too smart. Already they are smart, but we are restricting their smart to what we understand as smart. They have higher dimensional of innate intelligence, which could be a possibility of anything. and we should make sure we align them to that possibility. Even though we don't know, there is a person guiding us to understand this. So please awaken yourself and awaken the child to raise yourself, which is a possibility which is happening right now in Gurukulam system right today. So it can happen in your house for your child also. Before they're going to start CEO companies, that's going to be soon the trend of Gurukul kids. They're going to be high achievers and they're going to be starting each one in their own dimension in a creative way. Before all that, you can start right at your home. Nowadays, everything is available at home. So use this opportunity to teach your child that everything is possible through understanding the whole system, ancient system, Vedic system of education. 270 ships of data was available just in 4 Brahmins who can recite continuously, constantly all the difficult Sanskrit sloka easily. And every generation it was only passed just by listening. There was no computer, there's no Wikipedia. We have sold everything to outer world life, including now we have heart-lung machines and we have all kind of machines, memory machines, Wikipedia for storing data. In Gurukulam system, we teach encyclopedia in kindergarten level. For example, a kid of first grade learns periodic table. Why it is required? No, it's not about why it is required. Same thing can be asked in the 10th class, why it's required. It's done as fun, so they need lot more to learn and lot more to imbibe. So the whole encyclopedia kind of goes into the child at a very young age and stays like that. It's not after 6 years they forget everything. It stays there because their intelligence is permanent. It goes into a permanent memory because it's thought in the right brain way, celebration way. Having fun is a way of celebration. And permanently they understand all this. So they're going to be, by the time they're going to be in secondary and higher secondary, they're going to be very, very amazing. They're going to be the possibilities of tomorrow. It's not doing magic, but it is really about living in a magical way. Living every moment as though a magic is happening. That is the real, eternal life that we need to live. Constantly suffering, constantly in pain, and constantly giving pain to others is not a way of life. We understand that, so we go to lot of self-help programs. We go through lot of programs trying to struggle which one is right for us. Why do we give the same pattern to our kid and make them go through the same thing? Just think about it few minutes and you will understand that, oh wow, it was not there. That's why the school did not adopt it. Now it is available to everybody just as a downloadable file. So we can start it and then we can start the trend. It's not going to hurt. There is no side effects. That is very clearly given. There is no side effects of the children learning all this process. They are not going to become dumb. They are not going to become bad. They are not going to hurt anybody, nor hurt themselves, or get beaten up by somebody. They are only going to become a better person. They are going to be handling every situation with more intelligence. How can that have a side effect? They are going to make them, we're going to only raise them. If there is something like that, why don't we give them? Once you have a kid who's always compassionate, how beautiful to live with them. They're coming with such a beautiful look. They're always happy, always listening to you. Then there is no need parenting at all. The kids will take care of us. That's exactly how it used to be. There used to be a culture where kids are going to be beautiful and wonderful, teaching the adults in each stage how to live our life. Because they have gone beyond, they're going to tell us how to go beyond by living it in their very physical step. But first we need to educate them with the syllabus and with the ideas, which is the right understanding available for every kid. Once we give the right understanding, everything will change. Everything will change in their life to attract only the good. Kids getting beaten up by other kids, kid suffering of some disease, health, allergies, all that disappears. We have seen allergies so many times just disappear. I the eye power. No, nowadays all the more kids are obese, more kids are wearing spectacles. So all that is going down, and we have seen it disappear slowly because their nervous system is handling more efficiently, their muscles are handling more efficiently. Just by giving them right understanding, lot of medical miracles are happening. So these things are amazing things. They are not going to fall sick more often. They have very high immune system because the flow of energy, the flow of blood in their body is much better because they are so happy and energetic all the time. It's so much fun being around them because they are feeling actually complete. They have hardly any residue, any guilt in them or any emptiness in them that they are going to project it on us. They are going to be a compassionate being that we like to stick to them. Like a baby, we just want to grab them always. Because we feel incomplete is why we want to grab a kid and cuddle them. Because we feel that cuddling is making us complete. Actually, we are not getting anything out by doing that except for spoiling and telling them, see, what is a nice emotion? Why don't you pick this up? That's exactly what we are teaching them right then. So we need to understand, we have to maturely behave to make them understand life is not just cuddling but just radiating to others the inner space that you'll feel complete and compassionate sitting next to them. They'll have lots of friends, lots of company. They'll be attracting a lot of people because if they are complete, all others will feel contented and complete next to them. So they'll constantly only attract people who are requiring all these and satisfy them also. You will be doing a big service to the society just through this child, and you will see slow and slow every year it's getting better and deeper, that you yourself by teaching you will start imbibing all these concepts. Since you start seeing they are feeling complete, life is about inner space. When you feel complete inside and you are happy and joyful and floating, obviously that's what everybody wants. Then why are we choosing anything else? Because we've been stuck not knowing how to do it. So far everybody claims to only show you what is wrong. But now we have a master in every situation, giving us every dimension possible, 72,000 ways of teaching us that how we are wrong and how to come over this problem just by looking at it in a different angle, just by understanding few basic simple understanding just takes us beyond. So how we can implement each and every situation in their life in such a way that education will be permanent solution to them. It's a life solution to them, giving the possibility of them becoming enlightened, genius. If they are enlightened NASA scientists or enlightened politicians, it looks like oxymoron, but it sounds nice. Let me say it. Enlightened politician, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing possibility that we have given the world the right person. Even one child can make a difference. Buddha has made a difference. If his mom or dad did not allow him to become Buddha, what would have happened? The king let him to do what he wants to do, and the king turned Buddha and ruled the whole world with the new concept of completion of ideas. So we have one Buddha created in each child. The outer world success will be enormous. They are not going to be... See, Buddha took the completion to spread these ideas. But we can take the child to have a complete life and become a NASA scientist, become a research scientist, become a doctor, which in their profession they'll only excel. It's not that they all have to follow Buddha's path. Each one took some responsibility after enlightenment, not just spreading, but Yogananda, Paramahamsa Yogananda wrote the whole Vedic maths. After that, they can take any dimension they want and excel in that. It's not they're going to sit in meditative mood after they become enlightened. They're going to be high achiever. If they are high achiever, then that is what we are looking for. And that is a possibility we are creating today. It's not they're going to become something and forget us. They're going to take us with them to go beyond. So thank you for listening the whole course, and I hope and want to finish with making you understand that eN-Vidyalaya is available to make this possibility as reality and make them live in such a wonderful space that we as a parent today are going to make the difference to the world. We should be very proud parents that we took this first step of engaging every child to the possibilities of tomorrow. We are going to be the most successful parents because based on our inputs, other parents are going to take these guidelines and also start committing the same understanding into the child in the good of their future, making them genius. And if every parent is going to take that opportunity to create a wonderful world, then we have an amazing possible world. Even though we are not there, we have created something where we can live peacefully, where we can raise ourselves and understand, wow, when they do yoga, sirsasana, padmasana, when you see on the YouTube and the Gurukul kids perform so many things, we say, wow. Similarly, we are going to say, wow, really, when we feel that they are just radiating love. It's not just hugging or cuddling them. They're able to give us much beyond satisfaction and much beyond feeling that we have raised a wonderful genius which is going to heal the whole world. It's not just us. So that feeling makes us proud and makes us more happy. And they can be a scientist or research where they're going to bring their dimension also. So they're going to be amazing possibilities of tomorrow. Let's not limit and with our minimum understanding of parenting and call this as a possibility of only giving them basic education and forgetting the main component of education. Also, I want to tell you that next course is also coming up on learners, how different types of learners and what kind of a learner we are going to create from this education system. So just hold on and we'll keep on going on this course. By the end of the course, you will be amazing mom or dad or guardian to the child, and that's what we want to create in every parent, to push them to the state of understanding their children are a possibility of tomorrow, and we have each possibility in our hands to create a new civilization. Thank you, and thank you so much. Nithyananda.
The eN-Genius program is designed under the guidance of Paramahamsa Nithyananda. The eN-Genius program is a vaccination for higher intelligence, creating the space of possibilities. The physiological and psychological chemistry of the child changes, setting them up for peak performance in health, academics, communication, and leadership skills. The initiation received from the incarnation rewires their brain, enabling them to the peak of possibilities. You will see amazing differences in your child after they attend the eN-Genius program. You will be pleasantly surprised and ask, is this the same child? In just 21 days, your child is a new being expressing the highest possibilities and intelligence, dropping all violence and anger. The enormous potential inside them begins to manifest externally in all activities they do, and that is when parents start seeing the hidden talents of their children expressing as intelligence in its various forms. You will see the difference in health in case of sick children and also be surprised with the results of special needs children, creating a new avenue for them towards an improved lifestyle. The eN-Genius program is a leadership program that is a must for every child to move into the new civilization. For the first time, introducing you to you as a new possibility of tomorrow.